Fireworks have dazzled skies across the globe in celebration for over 1,000 years. But how do they work? The ones that launch up in the sky, the ones you can light off in your backyard, and these little novelty poppets. Welcome to On the Shoulders of Science. If this is your first time here and you want to learn about some awesome scientific facts and concepts in a fun, easy to understand way, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Fireworks go back a ways. I mean, a long ways. The first known kind of firework-looking thing came from China during the Han Dynasty when they'd simply throw pieces of bamboo into a fire. Bamboo stalks are divided into little sections that seal off a pocket of air inside. As the bamboo heats up in the fire, the gas in the air pocket expands. Except it can't because it's rigidly sealed. So instead the pressure increases and increases until, bang, the bamboo pops open with a satisfying crack. And although this may have been the stepping stone to create the modern fireworks we see every year, it's hardly a firework. This next big leap in pyrotechnics came with another invention: gunpowder. How was gunpowder invented, you may ask? Well, it's thought to be completely by chance that alchemists were trying to discover the elixir of life, and in doing so, decided to mix together some yellow rock, soaked and filtered bat guano, and either birthwort herb or honey at first. They heated the mixture up and it suddenly caught fire. We now know that this mixture is that of sulfur, potassium nitrate, and some sort of fuel. Nowadays we use charcoal. Now we're not sure exactly who the alchemist was, but their accidental discovery of gunpowder drastically changed the course of history. But in one way, allowed us to have fireworks. You see, gunpowder is the key component of a firework. Now we'll get to that, but first, gunpowder. Why these three ingredients? Well, they each play a special role in creating an explosion. By definition of an explosion, it must release a lot of energy and it must do it very quickly. And an explosion with the works includes fire, hence fireworks. I just made that up. The energy comes from the chemical reaction of gunpowder, which is actually extremely complicated. But in essence, the charcoal acts as a fuel, it supplies the carbon to be burned, and the potassium nitrate is an oxidizer. It supplies oxygen for the charcoal to react with. Unlike a normal flame that requires oxygen from the air to burn, gunpowder has oxygen within itself already. The sulfur is there because it ignites at a lower temperature, allowing the reaction to start easier, and it also acts as a fuel as well. As I said, the specific chemical reactions are very complicated. One study found all of these to be the resulting products from burning gunpowder. But essentially, the high-energy ingredients in the gunpowder react to form a slew of lower-energy products with that excess energy in the form of, well, a little explosion. The reaction happens quickly because the ingredients are thoroughly mixed and the particles are extremely small. This increases the surface area of the reactants in contact. Forcing the reactants together makes the reaction happen all at once. Now you'll notice though that just burning gunpowder is not super explosive. So that's where bamboo can teach us a little something. The bamboo pops because the contents are kept forced together under high pressure, so even something as benign as hot air can make an impressive pop. So imagine what happens when you put gunpowder in a sealed container. Well, you don't have to imagine any longer. That's a firework. But how do you get so many different types of fireworks? Well, it's important to note that there are so many different types of fireworks and ways to categorize them that this video couldn't possibly list all of them. Firework is just a catch-all term for everything I'll mention and lots of other fireworks I won't mention. But I'll focus on these three in the video. Aerial fireworks are probably the most well-known fireworks. These are the ones pyrotechnic crews use for large events. And they actually explode twice. First, after lighting a fuse, that spark ignites a bag of black powder inside a mortar, launching the firework through the air. And fuses are not only used to light the fireworks, they are also a core component inside a firework. Because next, as the black powder ignites, it lights a time fuse, an insulated fuse that carries the spark through the firework. And everything is tested and timed just right, so the spark reaches the core of the firework just as it reaches apogee. Now, when that happens, the fuse ignites the burst charge, which kind of permeates the whole center of the firework shell. This is typically made of rice hulls and black powder because that allows the flame to propagate quickly to every part of the firework. The rest of the firework is made of pieces called pyrotechnic stars, or just stars. When the shell explodes, the burst charge simultaneously ignites the stars, which are projected away. Stars are a mixture of black powder and different chemicals to give the fireworks different properties, such as appearance, sound, and color. To give the firework different colors, different metallic salts are added to the stars. The electrons that comprise the outer shell of an atom are free to move to different discrete energy levels. And the key word is discrete, so the electrons can only make specifically sized jumps. And when an electron falls down to a lower energy state, that energy has to go somewhere, and it is released in the form of a photon with the specific frequency, or color, that corresponds to that size jump. And each metal compound has its own color of light that it releases. So the electrons absorb energy from the initial combustion, jumping to higher energy states, and then very quickly de-excite, releasing their signature colored photons that combine to form your color. Fireworks use all sorts of different compounds to give the desired color. The stars inside the fireworks are also placed very strategically to give the firework a specific pattern when it explodes. Depending on how the stars are arranged, you can get a chrysanthemum, a peony, a spider, horsetail, a smiley face, or a bunch of others. Now, fountains are often sold as consumer fireworks that stay on the ground. They are essentially showers of sparks, and these differ from stars. Instead of electrons de-exciting and emitting photons of light, sparks are little bits of metal that are so hot they glow, and therefore the color of the sparks by themselves are limited to the temperature they burn at. And of course, ground fireworks can also have small stars, and aerial fireworks can have showers of sparks as well. Oh, and by the way, fireworks sold under the brand name TNT don't contain TNT. That would be overkill. TNT and dynamite are high explosives that detonate, meaning they create an explosive shockwave that passes through the material at supersonic speeds. I mean, we're trying to make a firework here, not blow up a mine. And as a last note, Poppets, these things that have like 30 different names, are unlike any of these because they instead work by having a tiny amount of silver fulminate, a very unstable compound that detonates, dissociating in a bang when you apply just a bit of friction. There's some coarse sand inside to spread out the bang, so they can't really hurt anything, and the soft paper and packaging ensures that they don't go off prematurely. So yes, there is a little bit of silver in a poppet, but only about this much money's worth in a pack of 50. So all the way from popping bamboo in an attempt to find the elixir of life to the modern extravaganzas that fill the sky with colorful bangs of celebration, this has been at least a very brief description of how fireworks work. If you're still watching this video, that means you probably liked learning about fireworks. So if you like learning about lots of cool things, consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel. I hope to see you again soon. You can actually see me right now in one of these videos right here. So click one, and thank you for watching.